Welcome to Yin Yoga, and we'll come into a comfortable position. If you can, have at hand some props. A bolster would be great. If you don't have a bolster, you could use a block and a towel, and maybe a strap today. And take a moment to tune into your own body. Just notice how it feels. And some of you have talked about specific parts of the body, the iguinals, the mid-back, the calf, the legs. Just tune into the part of the body that would be most helpful for you to take pressure off, either lengthen or relax into it. And bring that focus, that mental attention into the part of the body. So you're using the mind and the body to connect, to become more present. And then slowly breathe in as if you're breathing into that particular part of the body. Just imagine there's a breath channel. And then relax. Relax. Slow the breath. And if you're sitting cross-legged, lean back for a moment and change the cross of the leg so that you feel that non-habitual cross. And find a position where you feel stable. Now that might mean if you've got one leg up in the air, you might chock it up with a block or a bolster to support it. Or you might sit towards the front of your prop so the pelvis tilts forward and drops the knees down. So you want to be stable as we start to move into these different body parts. Stable means comfortable as well. Extend the left arm out and sweep it across the body and then back out again. Palm up, palm down as you come across. Palm up as you reach out, palm across. Now notice where you're moving the arm from. Is the hand pulling the arm? Or can you orchestrate the movement from your shoulder blade? Let your shoulder blade move the arm. That's it. Go back deeper into the shoulder blade. Now the next time you sweep it across the midline of the body, grab the opposite shoulder and drop that elbow. Pull that elbow down. Lift the skull and turn the head to the left. Turn the head to the right. Inhale the head to neutral and release. Other side. Take the hand out and across. Back, palm up. And once again, can the shoulder blade move the arm rather than the hand pulling the arm? So you really feel it right back in that mid-back area. rotator cuffs, moving the arm. The next time the hand sweeps across, grab the opposite shoulder, pull down on the shoulder, and drop the bent arm, shoulder down as well. So there's a dropping of both shoulders. Head comes up as you turn the head, this time to the right. Inhale neutral, exhale the head to the left. Inhale the head to neutral, and then keeping that hand where it is this time, hook the other elbow underneath. So you're locking the elbows. So you're feeling now a stretch between the shoulder blades, and attempt to bring that hand up as high as you can towards your other shoulder. So you've virtually hugged yourself. Exhale, bend forward, dropping the chin towards the chest. Now slowly come up and attempt to bring your hands together. Now I have a shoulder issue, so I'm going to use a strap in my right hand and connect with the strap. So either hands together or hands to strap. Let the head come up and turn the head to the left. Inhale the head to neutral. Exhale the head to the right. Inhale the head to neutral and gently release. And this time take that left hand out and hug the right shoulder and lock elbows with the opposite lock this time. So whatever elbow was on top last time now becomes the bottom elbow. And then attempt to bring the hands together with or without a strap. And you can apply squeeze here if you want to squeeze those arms. Squeeze the biceps like you're trying to flex your biceps. Notice how that increases the release in the mid-back. And then you can come down and gently bow forward. And gently come up. Release when you're ready. Now, if you're on a block, which I am, or a bolster, you might want to come down a little lower onto a burrito rolled up blanket or towel. So you don't want to be up too high on this next one. Extend the right leg out. to the side and grab a strap. Now, if you have an issue with your calf muscle here, just notice as you pull the toes back, if there's any issues there, work in the pain-free range of motion. For those who know how to floss the foot, you can floss your foot. Simply pulling alternately on one side of the strap then the other, breaking up the fascia. And then you can gently walk towards that foot. Keep the chin off the chest for now, so there's more of a forward hinge. And a stretch in the hamstring. Over time, you might come down a little closer to the foot. And for those who want to explore what it's like to bring the head down towards the knee, now you start a little more rounding in the back. Let's go for 5 more breaths here. Relax those shoulders. Keep the head and neck relaxed. Now, as you slowly come back, you're going to take the left hand behind the back and find that strap. So you've bound yourself into a twist. Work the left shoulder a little bit here so that you're flexing the left shoulder back a bit, the one that's holding the strap. And you're just feeling that twist from the shoulder blade. Now with your right hand, you can reach it across the body and look for that left calf, left thigh, left knee. So you feel the left shoulder blade coming away from the spine while the right shoulder blade closes the gap towards the spine. And you'll feel this right in front, in that front left shoulder. Now sit up tall here and turn the head to the right. Turn the head to the left. And now take the tip of your nose and start to draw a big circle with the tip of the nose. Really big. Good. And then draw a circle the other way. Now start to lean towards your left knee, almost like you're trying to bring the head to the knee. Keep hold of the strap. And then slowly come up. Let's swap sides. Adjust your seat if you need to. You can start with flossing the foot on that left side. And once again, feel your calf muscle here as you curl the toes back. Be careful with any injuries. Notice that if you lean your body weight backwards, that's going to pronounce the stretch in the calf muscle. But as you start to walk down the strap towards the foot, that stretch will move right up into the hamstring and the low back. I like to initially keep the chin off the chest, so the head isn't necessarily bowing to the knee yet. And that way it gives you a good experience of the difference when the head drops versus when the chin is away from the chest. Two different experiences of a similar ilk of stretch. Slowly drop the forehead towards the knee, feel the chin towards the chest. Notice how that changes certain dynamics in the stretch. And choose the one that's more delicious for you. You can walk your hands closer to the foot if that works. Take a couple more breaths here before you come back up, and transfer the strap to the right hand behind the back. Now again, I have a shoulder issue, so I'm going to have to get more strap length. And you start to open up that twist right through that front of the right shoulder. Left hand can come across at any time to secure the twist. Notice the position of each shoulder blade now, the right shoulder blade coming back towards the spine, left shoulder blade away from the spine. Lengthen the head and turn the head in the opposite direction, towards that front shoulder. Yeah, that's it. Turn the head to the opposite shoulder. Bring the head to neutral and start to bow towards that knee, that bent knee. And come up slowly when you're ready. And now we'll change position to come onto the belly. So stack the forehead on top of your hands. Bring the elbows out into your traditional crocodile. Point the toes outwards. Bring your attention into the sensations you're feeling. Maybe the low back, the iguinals, the shoulders. And imagine that breath going into those parts that are now sensitive. Can you gently roll the hips from side to side? Until you feel them settle and sink into crocodile. Now curl the toes back towards the shins and then point the toes. So you feel the ankle joint flexing and extending the feet. And then let that settle into the position that feels right for you. So what I'm indicating here is just micro adjustments, letting the low back settle, letting the hips open, until you come to a point where you feel, I want to prop myself up, elbows under shoulders. So I feel a little more stretch through the front of the hips. And for a moment, just hunch the shoulders up towards the ears a little bit like you're tense. You might even lift the chin up a bit. And then slowly drag the shoulder blades down towards the low back and drop the chin towards the chest. Now use that shrugging motion a few times to once again find a place where you feel settled. And then settle into the sensations. Remember, if this gets too much for any body part, come back to crocodile or come onto all fours and do some cat and cow. The low back might need it. Drag the shoulder blades down as you turn the head to the left. And then turn the head to the right. Inhale, the head to neutral. Turn the head to the left and look over your left shoulder for a moment. And bend your left knee. Oh. Inhale, drop the foot, turn the head to neutral. Exhale, turn the head to the right shoulder and look over the right shoulder. And bend the right knee. Inhale the head to neutral, lowering that right foot to the ground. Look up and bend both knees. Hook the left foot in front of the right foot and push the heel of the left foot into the right foot so you feel more of a stretch on that right inguinal, right quadricep. So you basically staggered the feet and one foot's pushing the other closer to the buttocks to increase the stretch. Keep the shoulders from shrugging as you do that. Switch the feet. So you feel the other thigh open up more. Couple more breaths here and then slowly release and come back to crocodile. Rock the hips slowly from side to side. And using the elbows to prop you up gently, bring the left knee out 90 degrees from the hip. And this time as you come back down, bring both hands behind the back and just hold them in that handcuff position behind your back with the head turned, head resting on the floor. If you'd like to experiment here, you can bend the right knee and capture the right foot with one or two hands and pull the foot back towards your buttocks. You can also capture the foot with a strap if that would be more beneficial. And then slowly release. Stack the hands under the forehead. Notice how this is feeling in your body parts. Make any adjustments if you're in pain or discomfort. And for those who'd like to extend the inguinal stretch more, you can come onto elbows. Make sure the head is relaxed, the neck. And of course, you have the option of going into seal pose here by bringing the hands out wider and straightening the elbows. And that'll really go deep into that stretch on that right inguinal. A couple more breaths here before you drop back down and bring yourself back to crocodile, traditional crocodile. And before we do the other side, we'll take care of the low back. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, come into tabletop. Carefully lift the head up. Rotate the elbows forward, lift the tailbone. So that should feel okay. Now, coming into the opposite direction, angry cat, start to tuck the tailbone carefully. The low back might have something to say about that. Feel the mid back separate, shoulder blades separate, drop the head. Do a couple more rounds of that. Carefully, particularly watching out for the low back. And after 2 or 3 rounds, come back to child's pose. Feel that low back. Give that low back time to rebound after all the back bending we've been doing. Carefully make your way back to crocodile. Do your little ankle flexions, hip rocks, find your settling position. And then propping yourself up onto your elbows, bring the opposite knee out, I think it's the right knee, and lay back down into handcuff position, arms behind the back. Make any micro adjustments that help you settle into this side. And once again, if anything's too uncomfortable or sore, find a position where that discomfort dissolves or diminishes. Might be a small head angle, it might be bringing the hands back underneath the forehead. Really settle into this very grounding position. When the stomach's against the earth, chest is against the earth. can be very grounding. If you'd like to, bend the left knee and capture the left foot with hand or hands or strap. Oh. So you're feeling that open up the quadricep and the inguinal even more. Apply any extra leverage to that bent knee if you can, just to see if the stretch wants to be less or more. So doing some pretty deep stretches today. Two or three more breaths in this position, and then keeping that right knee out to the right, you can return the hands under the forehead when you're ready. Releasing the left foot to the floor. Now once again, you can go through the extensions here of propping up onto the elbows into this hybrid of half frog and sphinx. Just make sure the head and neck is freed up here. You might do some micro turning. With the option of extending the hands wide, straightening the elbows into that deeper stay here as long as feels good, and then when you're ready you can make your way back to crocodile. And then carefully come back to all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And some very careful cat and cow movements here. Helping the low back release once again. And of course, when you're ready, you can start to widen the knees and sink back into child pose. I like to rest on my elbows and give that low back time to traction out And then I can widen the elbows and stack fists under the head or hands. And when you're ready, come onto your back, knees together, feet apart into TP pose. And in TP pose, work on pushing your low back into the mat. So you give that low back a little more TLC after all that back bending. And then carefully bring the right knee back in towards the ribs. Extend the left leg out. Now take the thumbs and start to knead and massage the calf muscle here. Just squeeze it, massage it. All the way down to the Achilles. You can pinch the Achilles. And you can hit that calf muscle in as many massage-like squeezes as you can manage. Once again, squeeze that knee in a little closer. Grab the knee and the foot into your pigeon pose on the back. Change legs, extending the right, lifting the left knee up towards the ribs. Nice hug, nice strong hug. Oh yeah, really letting the low back go towards the end of practice here. And then start to massage your calf muscle on this side. Just bringing some blood flow back into that area. If it's been injured, the blood flow will help heal it. And try to come all the way down to that Achilles tendon. I like to pinch the Achilles tendon. So the Achilles tendon goes right up into the calf muscle. It goes a long way up. Phenomenal tendon, that one. Oh yeah. Once again, squeeze in tight and grab your foot into pigeon on this side. And slowly release. Extending both legs out, both hands out. Can you cross your left ankle over the right ankle? And gently turn your head a little bit towards that right shoulder. Raise the left arm over the head, and your right hand is going to grab the left wrist and simply tug it towards that right side a little bit. So you feel the stretch all through the left rib cage, down into the left inguinal, down into the left leg. So the left side of your body is lengthened, the right side is crunched up a little bit. Take 5 conscious, slow, full, gentle breaths here. And gently release, relax, uncross. Change the cross, right ankle over left. Turn the head left. Right arm up over the head. And your left hand can grab that wrist and turn you into a banana on the other side. And then slow your breathing down, full conscious breaths. Let the breathing add to the stretch. It's like you're opening up the ribs and the armpit on this side, and you're unclogging the pelvis on this side. Couple more breaths here before you release into Shavasana. If you're coming into Shavasana, make sure you're warm and supported and comfortable. You can use the bolster under the thighs here. You can have knees bent or straight. If you want more hip opening, you can bring the soles of the feet together. And if you want more back support, you can bring the knees together, feet apart. Lots of Shavasana options. You stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you're coming out of Shavasana, transitioning, gently bend the knees and stand the feet on the mat. And clasp the hands behind the head. Keep looking towards the ceiling as you let the knees gently fall to the left. Inhale the knees to neutral and then the knees to the right. So we're coming out of Shavasana in a very deliberate way. Gently windshield wipering the knees left and right, supporting the head. The next time the knees come to neutral, pause and bring the knees together and lift the back of the head up off the ground. So you've created a little crunch position. Wrap the forearms around the skull and squeeze gently. Keep the low back pressed into the mat. Now, if you can, lift your legs up. Try to bring your elbows towards your knees. And then carefully roll onto one side, supporting your head. Curl up into a little ball. And then slowly, gently push yourself up to a seated position. Whatever that is for you. It could be kneeling, it could be cross-legged, it could be straight-legged. And do any final micro movements that feel good. My body wants to twist a little bit. Stretch a little bit. Until you fall into a stillness, a sense of no need to move. A sense of the fidgeting leaving the body. And notice how the nervous system feels at the end of practice. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.